Napalm. If anything typified the indiscriminate horror of the Vietnamese War and the tactics of ground attack or strike missions, it was the giant orange flame of a bomb with naves. The 2,000 degrees heat could often be felt in the cockpit of the following aircraft. One of the enduring problems facing Allied pilots in this bitter war was that they could almost never see the target clearly. Therefore, against suspected Viet Cong hiding in the jungle, big, high explosive and napalm bombs seemed as good an answer as anything. At the start of the war, the U.S. adopted the role of military advisor to the government of South Vietnam. In the Farm Gate program, started in 1962, Vietnamese pilots are taught not only to fly the North American T-28D, an advanced trainer converted to a close support aircraft, but also to go to war in it. Its main weapons were the .50 caliber gun, small bombs, and 5-inch rockets. Based at Bien Ho were USAF Douglas B-26 Invaders. These speedy twin-engined attack bombers dated from World War II, but combined heavy weapon load, good speed, toughness, and long mission endurance. Following their arrival, the crews and aircraft were prepared for action in the skies over Vietnam. Ground attack training was undertaken by both the USAF's T-28s and the B-26s, usually at low level and in shallow dives. Practice runs continued with the T-28s, using 2.75-inch rockets fired from pods below the wings. These were followed by low-level training drops made by B-26s using iron bombs and rockets. And finally came the dreaded napalm. The lessons learned on the ranges were then put into practice during the in-country war against the Viet Cong. The little Northrop F-5A Freedom Fighter was only used by the U.S. Air Force in a single squadron, deployed to Vietnam in an evaluation role. Called Operation Scotia Tiger, the unit of 12 aircraft flew 2,659 combat sorties in the winter of 1965-66. Many missions included dropping 1,000-pound Mark 83 general-purpose bombs aimed with the gun sight in a diving attack. The same sight could be used in firing the twin M39 nose guns, each of 20mm caliber. From 1962, Da Nang became one of the chief South Vietnamese Air Force bases, and for more than 10 years, it, like many other airfields, was to grow and grow as billions of dollars were poured into concrete and protective revetments. Also included, of course, were bombs, rockets, cannon shells, and other ordnance on a scale not seen since World War II. Most of the bombs were of 500, 750, and 1,000-pound size. When each bomb is delivered to the air base, it is minus its fuse. The fuses which arm the bomb have themselves to be armed so that they can detonate the bomb's main explosive. The armed fuse is then screwed into the nose, or sometimes the tail, of the bomb, finally being locked and secured by wire. One of the aircraft used was the B-57, which had enough range to penetrate deep into North Vietnam to attack, for example, the growing complex of airfields. Other targets included the infiltration routes from the north used by the Viet Cong. Jungle targets could also be engaged by a B-57's forward-firing 20mm cannon. From the earliest days of active U.S. involvement, a major part was played by the carrier-based aircraft of the Navy and Marines, operating from Yankee and Dixie stations.